All right, guys, good morning. I'm back at the boat, and my help couldn't come because the kid got drunk yesterday on a house party, and I said forget it. He was like really out of it when I called him, so I said go ahead and sleep. I'll do this by myself. So what I've done so far, I mainly came down here to do two things. The final touch on my part. The other stuff has to be done by the let's call him the part-time mechanic, because he almost he can't come. But anyways, what I did today is I installed the mystery hose that took a bunch of research and pictures that I had to look for to find the right curvature of the hose, because I kept thinking this hose doesn't belong here. It's from the truck. I even went to the truck to match it. So anyways, this hose goes from here, it goes under the cooler, comes out to the side, and hooks up to the tank. Now the only thing I'm concerned here is that this belt is a little bit too close to the hose, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another clamp like that one. Let's see, where is it? That black one there. I'm going to see if I can connect it to this screw right here. That was the original plan, but I put it down here because this was going to be very short from there to here, and I said the hose is going to be wobbling, it's going to hitting the belt. So to make sure that the hose is not going to touch the belt, I'm going to stretch it out here with another clamp and do that. All right, now the next thing was that the shop told me, don't forget to prime the engine, don't forget to prime the engine. You had to prime the engine. Prime the pump, he kept saying. I said, all right. So I went and borrowed the mechanism and attached it to a drill. I just forgot to ask him in which direction the pump has to pump. So I'm gonna go right turn, because I don't know, I think it does either way. So it looks like the engine got lubricated anyways, before, because look at the oil sitting down here. So it looks like it had some oil, but to keep with the specific instructions that I have to prime the pump, it's basically the pump. All right, so I'm gonna turn it on. Oh, going the wrong way. Yes, this is something you got to do for about 3 minutes straight until you see the oil coming out from the valves. And I'm not looking at the other lifters. I'm hoping that when this gets wet, that gets wet too. That's it. Okay, I don't know why it feels like it came off. I don't know if I should look. Let's see. Yeah, I think it came off the pad thing. Gotta pull it out. What the hell is that? Squirting. Okay. So this is facing, let me see here. Okay, so it's straight with the body, and well, it looks pretty wet down there. I have to get a flashlight, I think. Oh yeah, it did come off. So it's pointing this way, and the rod on the tool is pointing that way. So okay, turn it. All right, that fell in position. All right, let me turn off because it's gonna be a little longer. Let me double check. All right, later. Okay, so I kept turning and turning and turning, and I was expecting this thing to be squirting it doesn't do that. It pours it out very gently and it runs. So I'm noticing that I'm getting an accumulation of oil. Can't pronounce it. And I said, okay, so it is pumping. So let me show you. It pours out really slow. Okay, so that's enough. The pump is pumping. I don't want to empty the whole thing. It's getting full over here. I mean, look. That wasn't there before. So the pump is primed. Now I got to use my two hands to install the cover back on, because I got to fight with this hose to get it in position. I noticed that when I was looking at different boats and different engines, I noticed that the blue engine, the what's the name of that company? Now it has less hoses, and it's a 350 shape, but the layout of the hoses is different. It looks a little more efficient than this one. This one has hoses everywhere. What's the name of that engine? Crusaders. The Crusader engine has less hoses, I noticed, than the Marine Power. Don't know why. So once I hook it all up, I'm going to start pouring the antifreeze, which I have here, the jugs, and I'm going to start putting in the antifreeze. And then when this guy comes in, I'm missing a bolt that's holding that's going to hold the starter. So I'm going to go to a place, it's called King Bolt, that they have everything bolt for vehicles and hose clamps and everything. That hose clamp, the black one, that I call it a B clamp, because it goes like that and then it comes in like this, so it has the hole for the screw against the engine. All right, I went to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Ace, the electrical department of Home Depot, Luhrs, and I even went to a mechanic, and the mechanic says, did you try King Bolt? And I'm going, shit, no. And that's where I found it, but nobody else had it. I also went to West Marine, and they have a pack of clamps, 30 in a packet, and I said, I only need one. Well, we only sell it in packs for 30, so I couldn't get it there. And then I went to Captain's Locker, didn't have it either. So King Bolt is the only guy that had it, and I'm glad. So I'm gonna go get another one so I can do that hose movement over a little bit and keep it away from the belt. Even though the belt is fairly tight, you know, that bouncing vibration, it could touching it and cutting in a single trip, it could cut that hose and it'll start spilling water everywhere. All right, guys, let me wrap it up here and I'll get back to you later. Okay, so now we're going to tighten up the little bolts on the okay, let me do the hoses. I got them piled up over here. Okay, so that goes in there. And then this one goes there. I'm getting a little, why is this hose now longer than it was? Oh, it's not all the way in here. That's what this guy didn't do. What does that saying go? If you want something done right, you better do it yourself. Yeah, because I was saying, why is the hose that long? It shouldn't be that long. It didn't push it all the way in, that's why. Okay, that's a little better. And he didn't connect this one right. He didn't connect that. If those go, when you're running, the noise is incredible, and the water from the ocean is going to start pouring in big time. Yeah, these are big hoses. And now we're in. Double check it. Okay, now let's swing this over. It plugs in here. And get that out of the way. And here. So now, let me get the tool out of here. I put it on top of this rag. There we go. And then, get the distributor lined up. There you go. It's in. So now this guy has to come in and connect all the spark plugs and stuff. All right. There. Okay. This goes here. Alright, so that's done. That's in all the way. All we have to do is position it and connect this stuff that goes in the back here. I don't know which one goes. Oh, I guess this one goes there. And turn that underneath and click it in. Okay, that goes in there. And then there. All right, so that's it. Oh, the antifreeze. And I told him tighten it up. Okay, it's tight. Tight. See, this is loose. This is loose. And I told him tighten it up. No, he doesn't know about. No, I shouldn't give him any excuse. This is a simple thing. If you don't know how to tighten hoses, then you're you're in trouble. All right, let me put this stuff away, and later I'm gonna do my back is killing me. I'm gonna do the antifreeze. All right, later. Okay, so let's go down the list. I have here pages and pages of the things that I needed to do. Okay, install distributor. That's done. Prime oil pump. Done. Solder lights and wire. That's something new that I'm going to do. Install starter. I'm not doing that. Prime oil pump. Oh, I got it twice. Install distributor. I got it twice. Install all hoses. Done. And pour antifreeze. That's next. And go to King bolt. I already removed it from the block. I'm missing this big heavy bolt, and this is for the starter. So I'm gonna go to King bolt. I'm pretty sure they have one. and I'm gonna check my house because I got some drawers with screws and bolts, and maybe I got some there. So I got back here with some stuff, and it's not here. So anyways, the next step is the antifreeze. So let's get that in. So it's just a bunch of miscellaneous. I remember things and then I write it down, and I say, okay, let me do this. Nothing to do with the engine. It's just things that you need to do on a boat. So when you have a boat, you know, there's always something. There's always something, and it keeps you busy. And in a way, I'm kind of glad, because if I stay home, I'm not gonna do much over there, because my truck is at the shop. The engine's being rebuilt. I already did a couple of things on the car, and I'm going to take it to, I think I'm changing the stereo. The stereo keeps blanking out. Just turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off. I already changed the amp. The amp didn't do anything. So I'm going to take it to a shop. All right, guys, so I'm going to let you go. Later, I'm going to do the antifreeze. Okay, here we go. Sure, slowly by surely. And Shirley is gorgeous. All right, that's number one. This is 50-50. I think it's gonna take it all. It shouldn't. But remember now that the black is completely empty, so. All right. Number two. I gotta bring some more. I think I got one at home. So when I come back, I'll put that in, and then when the engine starts, it's going to start cycling everywhere, and it'll need a little bit more. But I don't hear nothing dripping. That's all I need with this thing start, gushing everywhere. But it's going to take more, because once the thermostat opens, it's going to fill up the whole system. All right, that's all I'm gonna do today. The other stuff with the wire and I'm gonna do the window, but that's gonna wait. Just came to do the most immediate thing. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do, I already talked to the guy that's gonna do it for me. I have to paint the bottom. My diver told me that I hardly have any paint left. And I said, yeah, because you're using steel wool to scrape the bottom. Use a sponge. So I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna say, hey, use a carpet or some, a piece of carpet or something, because steel wool. He uses that plastic, let me see, like the back of the sponge. He uses this, but it's more aggressive. It's the thick brown one. And he's going in, you hear him going, "Ruk, ruk, ruk, ruk." Yeah, hey, you're taking out the paint. But I haven't painted in quite a while, so I know it needs paint. But I think it would last a little longer if he wouldn't use the material. But I'm gonna talk to him. Okay, so like I say, we got something done today. And little by little. So I'm hoping that the engine, we can start the engine, depending if this guy can come. It all depends on him. So I gotta go get the bolt today and bring it back and attach it there, so when he comes and, you know, I'll help him put the starter. All right, guys, I finished early. I didn't come that early either. I got here about 11. So it's 1:30 now. All right, guys, see you on this one.